Well, hello there, and welcome to the Heat Army podcast and live on DAZN. This is Gateshead versus York City in the Vanarama National League, and it's going to be an absolutely cracking atmosphere here on the banks of the River Tyne. My name's David Gaddis. I'm joined by Mark Carruthers. The stadium is filling up very nicely. There is an amazing travelling contingent from York City on the east stand here of the International Stadium. And the teams are just going through their final warm-up. York have already went down the tunnel. Gateshead still going through their warm-up. And Mark, I'm going to avoid the puns of saying it's a good day for football, but it is. It's Good Friday, so it's all set up for it, isn't it? Oh,
you did really well avoiding that pun there.
I did, yes.
Yeah, for all of what, 0.5 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, it's a big weekend for football, isn't it? Across the pyramid. It's going to be a big game here today when you look at, what's required for both clubs, really. I mean, I think we can say Barnet are pretty much champions now, but there will be an element of doubt placed in there by some recent results. So, York have got to come here and win. They'll want that second place to get the home semi-final. Again, that's pretty much, I think, guaranteed now. So it's a big game for both clubs. We know what Gateshead have to do. They need to keep winning to stay in the top seven. Ideally, they want to try and get in that fourth place and get a home eliminator round game here at the International Stadium and take themselves hopefully closer to another Wembley appearance. But it's a tough game. York have got a lot of good players on that side, a lot of very good players on that side that have impressed. I mean, you look at Ollie Pearce, the form he's been in this season. There's plenty of threat from the likes of Terry Sinclair. And then, we know about Harrison Mailer, who's a far younger goalkeeper when he was here earlier in his career, but showed plenty of capability, and there's a reason why he's been capped by England, and such like. So, it's an exciting afternoon. I think both teams will go for it because that's all they know, really.
Oh, yeah, of course. And if you're not familiar with not that there's much of a connotation here for either side, York in second, 6 points behind the leaders. They want to try and close that gap. Although if they do lose today, York and Barnet win the late kickoff, that would more or less guarantee York Barnet the championship. But Gateshead, they do need to keep winning. They are 6 points away from clinching a playoff spot here in the National League for a second year in a row. Of course, we all know what happened last year. They weren't allowed to compete. This year, it's a different story. It's all to play for. And it looks like Tyneside's getting behind Gateshead here today. Of course, the early kickoff of the day. There's only two early kickoffs in the higher echelons of the football pyramid. As ourselves and Derby County are playing today. Exactly. I've never heard of them. But, so there's a lot of eyes on Gateshead and York today. We want to put on a good show. And Mark, just looking through that team, you mentioned about players that York have got on the start lineup, on the bench as well. They've got Billy Chadwick. We know he is capable of marvellous things on his day. There's Josh Stones as well, who obviously lit up Oldham earlier in the season, then moved for a big transfer fee. There's Linnell John Lewis, who is a massive threat in the box, even at his ripe old age of what he is at the moment. Still younger than us, but there's a lot of quality off the field as well.
Just think I should probably take back that thing about Derby, given what they've done for Gateshead in recent seasons. There's more than enough quality. There's a reason why York are in the place in the division they're in. They're one of the strongest sides in the division by some distance. I think there's been investment there, but it's been good investment. We've seen enough clubs at this level that have come in and pumped millions in, and it hasn't quite happened for them. York haven't done that this time. They've gone and invested cleverly. They've brought in genuine quality that's fitted into a system.
They've galvanised the squad, haven't
absolutely,
they?
Yeah, under a very, very good manager who, some people may not have expected the move from Worthing, but he's done unbelievably since he's gone into York. And I would say, for me, it sounds a really obvious thing to say, but I think arguably manager of the season in the National League when you look at the expectation, the fact he's had to put together pretty much a new look squad, and he's got them all singing, all dancing and pushing for promotion. I think he's done an unbelievable job and deserves massive credit for it.
Certainly does. I'll go through the York lineup now, and Sorry, we're just being asked by one of the Gateshead directors a question. I'll go through the York City lineup. It is Harrison Neal in goal, Captain Callum Howe, Therese Sinclair, Alex Hunt, the free scoring PS, where's number 10, Ashley Nathaniel George, Marvin Armstrong, Lewis Richardson, Cameron John, Joe Felix, and Malachi Fagan Walcott. On the bench, there's Adam Crooks, Lionel John Lewis, Rory Watson, Dan Batty, Billy Chadwick, Josh Stones, and Junior Luamba. And for Gateshead, this is how they line up. Tannen Brooks in goal, Brandon Honstrop. The captain is Kent Richardson. And then we have Regan Booty, Liam Humbles, Joe Grayson, Luke Hannon, Tyrell Newton, Brandon Horton, Tim Akinola, and Javon Malcolm. On the bench is Harrison Bond, Ryan Bartley, Ben Warman, Tyrell Sellers-Fleming, Frank Newell, Charlie Colquitt, and Braden Johnson. And Mark, just having a look around, a couple of famous names in football there with the Suns playing. Frank Sinclair.
Sorry, I was miles away there. Yeah.
I only found that out the other day, and I was quite... Because obviously we're a little bit older, and Frank Sinclair was one of the ones from the sticker books and champ manager back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's a name that sticks out, and then it makes you feel old when you see the Suns going out there playing now.
It does. Sorry, I was absolutely miles away when you're talking that. Yes, no, you're right. It's when you know you're getting on a bit, isn't it? When you see, you see. I mean, now we've got a situation like Emil Heskey's son coming through at Man City and stuff like that, which is frightening.
Also, as well, more European broad look. There's Shaquille Van Persie and Ruth Van Nistelrooy's son's just signed a contract yesterday as well.
And the Maldini's come through, and yeah, it's just depressing. Sorry,
yeah,
move on. Get back to this game.
Footballing dynasties, but Gateshead have theirs themselves. Obviously, Joe Grayson, son of Joe. Simon Grayson, who you did a fantastic interview with this week.
Yeah,
if anyone wants to follow Mark on Twitter, or X as it is, they'll be able to get a link to that.
Yeah, had a good chat with Simon Grayson, currently managing in Nepal, just won the Super League and then at the playoffs. So, but he spoke about everything at Sunderland. He spoke about his son Joe, as you say, and through his considerable support behind Carl Magny here at Gateshead. Really fascinating chat. So that's available on the Sunderland Echo website.
Well, if you're just joining us, we are live on DAZN and on the Heat Army podcast. Thank you for your company here this afternoon. It is Vanarama National League action, Gateshead versus York. Both teams gunning to get a better spot to finish in the promotion spots, playoff spots, should I say. And we've got an amazing away contingent. They're still teaming in on the far side. They're still coming into the Tyne and Weir stand here. Dare I say, we could be knocking on the edge of a 3,000 crowd here, which is fantastic. We'd like to see more of this here on Tyneside. And if you are of a local persuasion and you fancy coming down, there is another game here at the end of the season against Southend. And that game could be very, very important for Gateshead to get into the playoffs. So that's on May 5th, and that's Bank Holiday Monday. And tickets will be available on the Gateshead FC website. So please do that. We are obviously interactive on our commentary. We have people messaging us on our YouTube stream for the audio listeners. Gateshead FC stats, but Gateshead haven't lost at home to York City since 2010-11 season.
I told you not to mention that.
Yeah, well, I'll have famous last words. We've got, come on, bag another 3 points, is Sean Parry. And there's 1,600 expected, and I think it's past that already, Mark, on the far side from the York fans. And happy Easter, everyone. And also, Graham Jones is listening in from a rainy Worcester. Well, the sun, dare I say, is trying to get out here at Gateshead International Stadium. The pitch has looked better, Mark, I think we have to say. It's cut up a little bit in the middle. The ground staff trying to do what they can in a short period of time. But at the moment, you would hope that there has been bubbles in the last few home games. And dare I say, looking at that pitch, we might have 1 or 2 more.
It's not good enough.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. It's not good enough. And you know, Gateshead, we know the style of football they like to play. We know what the brand is. It's get the ball down. It's, you know, quick and slick passing. They're not going to be able to do that on this surface. I mean, the bit nearest us here that runs right the way down, just past the centre circle. It's just so patchy, and there's no grass in bits of it. I look at the 2 areas, and I'm
sure for all what their viewers on DAZN, the camera angle is higher, so it'll probably look even worse to them than what it does to us. There's a lot of patches that are kind of hidden from us. We can see them, but we can't see the full scope of them.
And you look at the two areas as well. I mean, there's patches. It doesn't look like it's been cut since the last time played here.
No,
if I'm honest. What was that, 10 days ago?
Yeah, it's not looking great. But the teams are in the tunnel. They are about to come out. I will go through. Team, we'd like to welcome our viewers from DAZN here on the Heat Only podcast for audio commentary on YouTube as well. And this is how the away team line up this afternoon. It's Harrison Mail in goal, Callum Howe the captain, Therese Sinclair, Alex Hunt, Ollie Pearce, Ashley Nathaniel Johnson, George even, Marvin Armstrong, Lewis Richardson, Cameron Hall, Joe Felix and Malachi Fagan Walcott. On the bench for the visitors, Adam Crook, Donald Jen Lewis, Rory Watson, Dan Batty, Billy Chadwick, Josh Stones and Junior Luamba. And then for Gateshead, I'll go through them when they come out. Am I right in thinking that Dan Batty is the son of David Batty?
I don't know. I think you're just making stuff up now.
Well, we'll find out. One of our listeners could let us know.
I hope so.
I'm sure it is. But we are very, very close to kick off here at Gateshead National Stadium. Whether you're joining us on our audio stream or on live on DAZN, thank you for your company, and we hope that you enjoyed the game here with myself. My name's David Garris, and I'm with Mark Carruthers, if you are just joining us. And it's all set. There's a beach ball on the far side. The atmosphere is building, and a fantastic crowd. And I've said it a few times, and I'll say it again. The away following from York is absolutely tremendous. And, of course, there's a lot to play for both sides, and the playoffs await. And hopefully for York, they'll be wanting to think there's still a slim chance of winning that championship if Barnet can slip up. But it's a slim one at the moment.
Do you know as well, people will say that it's not too far. It's one of the shorter journeys York will have this season. But that's completely ignoring the cost and the time away. On a bank holiday, it's an unbelievable show of support. I think there is, I would say, up towards 1,500 there. It's a brilliant show of support. Yes, things are going well, but we've seen York here enough times in the past where they've brought similar when things haven't been going so well. So
yeah, it is always a fantastic away support from York, and I say nothing less than what we'd expect from their fan base. And of course, excitement in the air for both sides. The playoffs look like they await both sides. As I mentioned before, York still with that slim chance of the championship. But I mean, from a Gateshead perspective, Mark, it's been one of those seasons which seems to be always a Gateshead season. Lots of ups, lots of downs, lots of sideway movement as well. But, regardless of what happens from here on in, Gateshead fans can be very proud of what the team's achieved.
Well, there's a reason why people say that, Gateshead, the motto of the club is that they find a way, and that's what they've done this season. No matter how, they've found a way to maintain this playoff push despite losing managers, despite losing players to injury, potentially or what now looks like to be season-ending injuries. It's been a phenomenal effort. There's been criticism, which I've always thought was harsh in the highest order. Mag, since he's come in, really hasn't been able to field his strongest team.
Yeah.
So I think when you look at what he's done, has been a phenomenal job to keep the Gateshead in and around there.
Well, it certainly is. The teams are being led out by the referee. Gateshead led out by Kent Richardson. Callum Howe brings out the visitors. This is how Gateshead line up this afternoon. Tiernan Brooks in goal. Brandon Hornstock, the captain, Kent Richardson. Joe Grafin, Reagan Brookie, Liam Humbles, Luke Hannant, Tyrell Newton, Brandon Horton, Tim Akinola and Javon Malcolm. On the bench for Gateshead, Harrison Bond, Ryan Bartley, Ben Warman, Tyrell Sellers-Fleming, Frank Newbell, Charlie Colquitt and Braden Johnson. And the visitors line up with Harrison Mail in goal. Captain is Callum Howe, Therese Sinclair, Alex Hunt, Ollie Pearce, Ashley Nathaniel George, Marvin Armstrong, Lewis Richardson, Cameron Hall, Joe Felix, Malachi Fagan Walcott. That's the starting lineup. On the bench, Adam Crooks, Linnell, John Lewis, Rory Watson, Dan Batty, Billy Chadwick, Josh Stones and Junior Luamba. And for our audio listeners, York all in red. It's a Hummel strip of the light pinstripes, Gateshead in their white and black as ever. And we are moments away from kick-off here at Gateshead International Stadium.
Yeah, this is one of those days when Gateshead need their experienced players to show up, and the likes of Kent Richardson's obviously leading the side out. Brandon Hornstrop, I know he hasn't had a lot of football this season, but great to see him back. But I think the key could be Joanne Malcolm. If he puts in a performance like he did last week at Forest Green, I mean, we haven't really spoken about that, but what a result, arguably result of the season for Gateshead.
Amazing, obviously starting off very quickly. And Javon Malcolm, we know he can score the spectacular goal, but he also was in the right place at the right time to get it. I wouldn't say a tap in, he still had to work to put it in the back of the net, but he's starting to pop up with those goals that you don't associate with Javon Malcolm.
No, you don't, and I think they're the goals that every manager wants their striker to score. Don't get us wrong, we love a 20-yarder, 25-yarder, but I think the managers want their strikers to be in around the box, getting those little 6-yard tap ins, and pouncing on loose balls and such like. And maybe that's a part of Javon's game that maybe needs him improving, just to be more reactive in around the 6-yard box.
I'm just going, while they're doing the coin toss between the two captains, going to mention too, the match ball sponsors today is Carsten's Barmy Army. It's a group of friends that every year go to a football game around the country to celebrate the life of their friend Carsten, who passed away in 2014. They were all in fancy dress before the game. I think they might have got changed, or they're sitting somewhere. Can't see them at the moment. I can see part of the banner on the far side. But big shout out to them doing it for the memory of their friend. And there was some fantastic outfits. The best one, I seen someone in a Top Gun flight navigator suit with a nun's habit. So I'm guessing Mother Goose.
Yeah.
So it's quite good. But York have won. Oh, well, I'm guessing they've won the coin toss. They're shooting towards the Fellon end, Gateshead towards the River Tyne. It's National League action here on the zone. And we're about to get underway. Gateshead versus York City. Your Good Friday action. Ollie Pearce gets us underway. It's back to Pearce, who wayward pass as Tyrell Newton manages to intercept it. Plays it back down to Kent Richardson, who can calmly give it to Brandon Honstrop, who playing that central of the back three role. We're more used to seeing him play the left of the back three and maybe left wing back at times, but he looks very comfortable there as Tyrell Newton was dispossessed, and Ollie Pearce gets a shot off blocked into Kent Richardson's legs and falls to Hannon, who can send it up to Newton. Gets it back from Javon Malcolm, but the ball didn't go through and the referee pulls it back for a foul.
A little bit soft, that one. To be honest, it wasn't a touch.
I didn't think it was a foul myself, but Regan Booty anxious to get this one taken. He's looking for options. Newton drops deep on the halfway line, plays it across to Joe Grayson, who gets his first touch. Horton back to Grayson, and Grayson tries to play it over the top, and it goes out of play for a throw just in between the dugouts.
Already seen signs of the pitch playing a part in this game.
Yeah. Sinclair, right hand side, puts it forward. Booty manages to flick it down. Humbles does very well to hold up the ball and gets it to Horton. Gets to try and bring the ball forward down the left hand side, but York holding a good shape and making Gateshead pass the ball. Crossfield ball looking for Hannant. Does well to win the header, and it falls down for Hannant on the right hand side. Tries to get past his man, just has to play it back, and ball can be played inside now to Newton on the edge of the area. Newton to Javon Malcolm, plays the ball forward. It goes out for a goal kick, and it's Kent Richardson that was making the run forward there. Yeah,
it's one thing you get with this sort of three at the back and Booty sat in front is the fact that your Joe Graysons and your Kent Richardsons can come forward and play a part in attacks, and nice positive play from the two of them there.
Goal kick taken by Harrison Mail. Ball bounces right through. Little tussle between Pearce and Honstrop. Pearce feels that he was fouled.
I think
it's a bit of both there.
Yeah,
both grabbing
much.
Each other's shirts. Ball over the top looking for Jovan Malcolm, but the ball is going to bounce all the way through to Harrison Mail. And Mark mentioned in the build-up, obviously he had a short stay here. Harrison Mail, he direct from the Leeds Academy when he came to Gateshead. I'm sure that was during one of the COVID years, wasn't it? So it was you could never get a proper look at anybody really in that 1.5 seasons where it was topsy-turvy.
And very much a club in transition at the time as well. But he, you could see what he was like. He had great with his feet and a good shot stopper as well.
York passing it around the back, bringing it forward on the left-hand side. There's a runner through the centre, but the ball's going to come to Tiernan Brooks on the edge of his area. Marvin Armstrong was making a run through the middle. you're just joining us, we're into the 4th minute, 0-0. Both teams still feeling each other out somewhat. Akinola. It's a ball to Honstrop. Honstrop to Grayson. Grayson tries to thread a ball through and intercepts the ball and actually wins it. Comes off the trailing leg of Lewis Richardson. Booty. Ball forward only goes as far as Sinclair, who calmly plays it back to Mail in the York goal. Mail launches the ball up towards Richardson, tries to get the ball under control, bounces away, and he can't keep that ball in, and it is a gated through near the corner flag.
Great atmosphere.
It is.
Both
It's
sides.
just looking around, taking it in somewhat, where we've got waiting for this throw to be taken. There's Sinclair nods it in. Handball. Referee doesn't give it. He lets it play on.
Oh, well played.
Great work from Hannon to nod it down to Richardson. Newton puts the ball out to Luke Hannon, to just has to play it back to Tiernan Brooks. Back out to Hannon. Good work off the ball from York at the moment. They're making Gateshead having to play in them tight areas. But Hannon drew a free kick on the far side there. Richardson just placed the ball down. Tyrell Newton makes a run through the middle there. It's been nodded and it's going to be picked up by Hannon on the far side though. Hannon has 2 in the box. There's a flew to Javon Malcolm and the ball goes behind. It was a great ball and really Fagan Walcott did the right thing putting that behind there.
Yeah, lovely early ball. Just trying to find Malcolm. He's trying to peel off the defender there, but as you said, no risks, which I think is the the correct route to go on this pitch. I will keep going on about the pitch, and I know both teams are playing on it as well, by the way, so yeah, it's going to be an issue for both.
Taken short to Booty. Well, the referee wants to take it again. Must have been in the
quadrant. That's the case. Why not?
Surely it would go to the other side, wouldn't it?
No. But why not tell him?
There we go. We got Newton. Humbles with a shot from the edge of the area. Couldn't get much power on it, and easy for Mail to collect down to his left-hand side. But he got time and space there. Just a pity he couldn't get his foot more under it.
Yeah, it was nice. Nice to work corner, wasn't it? And as you say, just couldn't get enough power on the shot to really trouble Mail.
Sinclair brings the ball forward, just has to slow down, plays it back to Fagan Walcott. Although he just have Walcott on his back, so we'll call him Walcott. Ball over the top, looking for Richardson, headed away by Honstrop. Javon Malcolm does very well to hold that up and bring Hannon into play. Hannon, though, quickly closed down. There's a bit of pulling there, and the referee was right on top of that, as Hannon did pull back the York City player on the far side.
Didn't need to turn back there. Could have kept going forwards. I dare say it, even though it's this early in the game, that next foul from Luke Hannon may well see him in the book.
Yeah, I think we might see a referee set a precedent in this one. But at the moment, York.
Good pressure.
It said.
This is really good.
York passed the ball back. Good pressure. Hannon wins the ball. Can he pick out Newton in the centre? Oh, just too close to the goalkeeper. But both sides showing great work off the ball at the moment. As Richardson on the line goes down, heavy-handed from Joe Grayson, says the referee. And can't really argue with that decision.
I do like Tyrell Newton in this sort of number 10 style role, just floating in behind Malcolm.
Ball forward, looking for the run of Ollie Pearce, but Brandon Honstrop can just get in front and see that out. Gets it centre back there. Throws it to Tiernan Brooks. Newton plays the ball out to the far side. Hannon back to Richardson. Javon Malcolm gets the ball to Liam Humbles. Humbles does well to get it to Booty. Booty sends the ball over the top, but Sinclair was already on his toes there, read that one really well. Oh, and poor communication as Harrison Meal has to put it out. And Sinclair and Meal having an absolute nightmare at the back there. Not pressured either.
Just a complete lack of communication, clearly. Could have cost them.
Well, Regan Booty comes over to take this corner on the left-hand side. Newton is showing for the short corner, but I think this one might just go into the middle. Ball comes in, headed back across. Oh, Javon Malcolm couldn't get up. Can he keep the ball in? No. So it is a goal kick to York.
Yeah, that'll just add to a few nerves for York, that little lack of communication there, and what could have been disastrous for them. But it's hard to know who's at fault. Just looking at it, I think Bond maybe should come and claim, but has he given a shout? We don't know from here.
Meal. Long kick, but there's Kent Richardson. Not Akinola can get it on the halfway line and get moving with the ball straight away. Tries to thread it through to Newton and wins a throw-in on the far side.
Been a tidy addition, Akinola, hasn't he? Just to give a bit of energy in midfield.
Oh, lovely turn from Akinola as well. Can bring the ball forward, lays it off to Humbles. Humbles now across to Horton. Grayson's there in support. Spreads the ball through to Horton. Pulls the ball across. There's the goal! Luke Hannant in the right place at the right time. There he is. But good movement to get the ball in. And I tell you what, when Horton put that ball across, the lovely little flick from Malcolm, it could have went in. The keeper makes the save. And there was Luke Hannant just to poke it home. And Gateshead lead 1-0. 11 minutes gone.
What a ball from Joe Grayson, by the way. Opened up the defence there with that ball inside the fullback. Fair play to Horton because he kept his composure with a nice ball across goal. It's a lovely little flick as well from Javon Malcolm. He's unfortunate not to score. I think
feel
it hit
for
the
the
post.
keeper because there's a post.
I think Mail may have tipped it onto the post. We can't really see it because it was a crowded area. But Luke hadn't do what all wingers do, following up, and it's a good finish because he kept his composure.
Certainly did. Well, Gateshead 1 goal to the good here. The game is alive, and I'm sure we will see a reaction from York City. As York have us back underway here. And ball played back to Harrison Mail. A little bit of shakiness from York at the moment as the ball played up towards Richardson, who heads it up in the air. Brought down. An offside decision given when he didn't get to the ball. Well, York trying to build again from the back here through Harrison Mail.
That whole move, by the way, came from Akinola with the ball in midfield, by the way. He's turned the tide there a bit.
Wow.
Just that pressure and energy that we were mentioning before in midfield.
As I say, it was on a turn, wasn't it? The way from when he received the ball and let it go. At the moment, it is York on the ball on the far side. Armstrong having to play it back. Great pressure from Gateshead at the moment. There's Therese Sinclair. Plays the ball forward. Gets it back. Great work from Javon Malcolm. Therese Sinclair out-muscled. Humbles brings the ball forward. He's still going, but crucial tackle from Walcott. And Gateshead really trying to turn the screw here. They seem to be everywhere the ball lands at the moment as Booty has it. Gives it to Joe Grayson. Out to Horton on this left-hand side. Grayson pumps the ball forward up towards Javon Malcolm. There's a shirts being held from both players.
Yeah, I was going to say very much from both players. But Malcolm looks as if he's up for it today, doesn't he? He looks like he's right in the mood, as he would be after those goals at Forest Green, and looking lively.
Well, not only that, there's two good strikers on the bench, and he's been given the nod, so he will be brimming with confidence. That's what you want. There's Javon Malcolm being held in the box again, but wasn't being pulled, just had arms around him. But at the moment, the visitors, Cameron John, there's a runner through the middle. No one spotted him. No one spotted Alex Hunt there. And at the moment, York just look a little bit shaky. And Humbles gets the ball out for a throw on the far side for the visitors.
A little bit of a call there, I think, from Luke Hammond for Jovan Martin to keep pressing the back line here because they just got out a little bit too easy there.
Well, Hunt. Sinclair's in here because of space. He's not really looking up at the moment, Hunt there, but he's got the ball to a teammate and moving forward. With the ball, great pressure, and Gateshead nearly win the ball back, but yeah, Gateshead seem very much up for this one at the moment. As Harrison Mail has the ball at his feet. Gateshead really pushing out quick there. Horton, the left wing back, up to close any avenue. And at the moment, York trying to probe their way out. Ball down the line. As the ball goes out off Richardson.
I don't know why the linesman's looking at the referee there. You're looking down at it. Surely you make the decision.
Hornstrop has the ball inside his own half. Akinola drops deep. Calmly gives it to Tiernan Brooks under pressure. Javon Malcolm holds the ball up. Akinola gets it on the attack. And Akinola drives forward. Price to thread it through for Javon Malcolm. But at the moment, it's going to be picked up. That's a poor pass. York, their passing at the moment has been dismal the last 5 minutes. Gateshead now in the centre with Humbles. Tries to thread it through. Comes out to Horton on this left hand side. Let it go out for a corner. And Gateshead in command at the moment, and York just need to gain their composure.
Yeah, I think there's just a little bit of nerves creeping in here from York. You look at the pass, and maybe it is the. Sorry, I'm going to go back to it.
Could be the surface.
Maybe it is the surface that they're just not quite adjusted to it yet. But Gateshead have got to take advantage here and really try and press home the momentum that they've got.
Regan Booty with another corner from this left-hand side. In comes the cross, it's deep. And Richardson couldn't get on it. Therese Sinclair's over there. Lovely football to get past. And Therese Sinclair brings the ball forward. He hasn't got much support up with him. Great. Well, Therese Sinclair is rolling around holding his knee, and we're going to see the first yellow here.
I thought you got the ball at first. We haven't got replays, I should say, but
well, he's
it's not a lot of complaints.
No. So I think that's going to be the first yellow, and that's going to go to Captain Kent Richardson. Was from behind.
Fair play. There's no complaints, as I say. It looked initially as if he got the ball, but must have bobbled up and hit.
Yeah, and he's limping somewhat there.
Yeah, I'm surprised in the middle of the pitch what it looks like. I'll say maybe took one for the team there.
Yeah. He's taking a little while to run and walk this one off.
Got to get over those molehills.
I'll tell you what, that doesn't look good for Sinclair, to be honest. He's trying to move now. Ball forward for Ollie Pearce to run onto, out the far side. Offside flag goes up. And at the moment, just communication and confidence is just evading the visitors at the moment.
Just keeping an eye on.
Yeah, he's feeling that one. I don't know if he's caught him in the thigh there. But we'll keep an eye on it. He hasn't signalled to the bench at all, so wind gets up a little bit here at Gateshead Stadium. 18 minutes gone. Gateshead 1, York City 0. This ball played forward. Gateshead trying to pass it out to Akinola on the far side, but
lovely idea.
Out, yeah. Throw into the visitors, quickly taken.
I do wonder if there's a thought process of maybe just a quicker ball in behind for Javon Malcolm to race onto there. Understand why they played the pattern they played, but Malcolm was pretty much one-on-one at the back.
Wow. At the moment, York's midfield just seem to need to help link up play more for them at the moment. There's little between defence and the attack. Although they are set up very attacking at the moment, York, for a ball over the top. Sinclair seems to be moving all right now. We tried to make a dart and run down this right-hand side. Nobody's seen it. Hunt drops deep to try and get this ball moving. Played back to Harrison Mail. Ball played forward by Howe. It's going to go all the way through to Tiernan Brooks, who pumps that one back up to Howe, who heads it back over the halfway line. It's a great header. Kent Richardson can get that one under control and put it back over towards Howe, who, oh, poor ball. Oh, I don't know if he slipped there when he kicked it, but luckily for him, his goalkeeper was quick off his line.
Great ball, that, you know.
Richardson brings the ball down. He's up against Joe Grayson, edge of the area, twisting and turning. Can he get into space? But Grayson does really well to stand up. Fantastic defending. And he's still, but Grayson stood firm there, didn't do anything silly. Richardson was hoping the foul was going to come on, but out it goes for a throw to the visitors near Gateshead's dugout.
Yeah, just didn't dive in there, did he? Joe Grayson just, as you say, stood his ground and really strong. There were some very hopeful appeals for a penalty, but really good from Joe Grayson, who started this game brilliantly.
Well, Joe Grayson's going to get in front of that one, in front of Sinclair, and just marshals the ball to Regan Booty. Booty in turn. Oh, that's a poor crossfield ball straight to York on the far side. Here comes a shot. Good save from Tiernan Brooks at his near post, but Gateshead not helping themselves on that one.
Yeah, poor from Booty, wasn't it? Just didn't have a look up before he played it. And it's a really good opportunity for York, but a good save from Tiernan Brooks at the near post.
It's 20 minutes gone. Gateshead 1, York City 0. And York have a corner on the far side.
It could work a 2v1 if they go short here, you know. It's going to come in, though.
Now, Walcott has come up, so is Howe. Both dangerous in the air. They're playing around, went towards the near post and headed clear. Gateshead need to push out. There's Akinola.
Oh, chance.
Oh, out muscles his man. There's Akinola. It's 2-on-1 against the defender. Plays across out to Tyrell Newton. Can he get a shot away? 1-on-1 with the keeper. Good save. Here comes the follow-up. Another good save. Horton brings it down. Just wouldn't sit up for him there and put out for another corner. And Gateshead very nearly doubling the lead, but Harrison Neal standing firm. Two fantastic saves from York's number 1.
Yeah, he's done really well. I don't think he's been made to do enough, though, by the initial shot from...
That's right down the barrel, wasn't it?
Who was about the shot? Tyrell Newton, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Didn't have enough on it, really.
Booty puts the cross in for the corner. It's been headed clear, but only as far as Hannant, who puts it back up in the air. Aerial battle won by York. It's going to bounce. Brought down there by York.
Too easy,
and
that.
they got it away. And now can York try and build and move this ball quickly enough? They're not. Ball out to the far side. John can bring the ball forward. Just feels not enough urgency from the away side to get the ball moving quickly.
Yeah, I'd agree. But again, sorry, it could well be the surface that's impacting, because they like to get the ball down and pass it. We have seen that this season from York, and it's just not happening for them today because of what's going on with the pitch.
Javon Malcolm doing fantastic work as the lone striker at the moment, dropping deep and getting involved as Joe Grayson gives it to Horton. Would have been a tight one for Javon Malcolm to try and get onto there if that one had been played forward, but ball over the top from Booty. Doesn't see anyone going for it as Walcott has to come back, play it back to Harrison Neal.
You can sense the crowd are responding to Gateshead's press, and I think that they are having to pick and choose when they do that, because this York side, there's enough quality in there to pick you off, so they can't go every time.
Down by Felix. Felix brings the ball forward. Sinclair back out to Felix on this right-hand side. He has Richardson in front of him, who he uses. Gateshead have men over there to try and mark it, but Sinclair plays it into the centre. Hunt. John. And it could be across to the far side. Can they get a delivery in as Hunt wants the ball back on the edge of the area, goes down to the dead ball line, pulls it back across, headed across there, and Tiernan Brooks can pull it out the air. But Alex Hunt was in acres of space there for the pullback.
He was, and you know what? If he gets it, he's got acres of time to get a shot away as well. No one closing him down. But a little bit of a let up for Gateshead, but Hannon's done really well down that right-hand side to cut off the cross.
Tiernan Brooks has the ball on the ground, pumps the ball up towards Jovan Malcolm, and Well,
The referee's looking at that.
yeah. This is Malcolm asks about the shirt being pulled. And one thing I will say about this referee, he has been letting the physical tussles happen.
He has, and it's made for a better watch
Yeah.
as well, rather than some of the picky referees we've seen here this season. He ain't going to get everyone right if he does that, mind, but it is quite good to see.
That's the danger, isn't it? It's Meal right through the centre. Gateshead do pick up the ball though. Akinola just bides his time and lays it off. Ball comes to Joe Grayson. Slows it down, gives it to Booty. Richardson's on the far side if he wants him, but Akinola shows. Ball forward now to Javon Malcolm, who holds it up well. Booty trying to close down Gator. Lovely ball through the centre. Nearly sneaks through. Well, Javon Malcolm has got there. The referee isn't going to give that if he wasn't going to give the things off before.
No, he wasn't. It's the same sort of thing, isn't it? It is a pull, I think, from where we are. But referee, I think maybe just thought it was a
bit of both, yeah.
Bit of both going on there. Both players doing it.
I think you got the decision right.
Yeah, I think you got them both right, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Neil is wanting more movement from his teammates here at the moment, and it's not forthcoming. It's very stagnant, the movement. See, you can see he's just launched that up there. Sinclair wins the header, but there's a little clatter of heels between him and Joe Grayson. Joe Grayson's not too happy. Ball played out. The referee wants nothing to do with it.
Tiernan Brooks couldn't have taken that back into his area there.
Well, I think he stood on his toes there. That's what he's insinuating here. I think we've got a broken boot. Yeah, it looks like it could be a ripped boot here.
Maybe as I've come down,
yeah.
Felix's studs maybe just gone down the back of his boot and ripped it.
Of course, they're not made like the old days, these boots, so they can get 4 seasons out of a pair of boots back in the day.
It's a good story, Grandad.
Well, his boot seems to be all right at the moment. 26 minutes gone. If you're just joined us on DAZN and the Heat On Me podcast for audio listeners, it is Gateshead 1, York City 0 here, about to be into the 27th minute. And at the moment, Gateshead, they'll be happy with what they're doing, but York are very much capable of changing a gear here. Felix. It's out to Sinclair. Sinclair cuts inside with the ball, goes straight into Regan Booty, and Regan Booty brings the ball forward. Options, tries to get the ball. Oh, and it's bounced awful for Callum Howe there, and there's the pitch coming into play.
Spin bowler, wasn't it?
Yeah, the West Indian one.
Yeah, bit of a let off there for York, but
well, Gateshead 2 win the ball and play it back to Tiernan Brooks. Booty in the centre, turns, lays it out to the goal scorer Hannon, who plays the ball over the top, looking for Jovan Malcolm to chase Callum Howe, and Howe calmly does very well.
Done well there, Howe, to be fair. Coming so soon after that, a little misjudgment. I think he's done really well there to keep his composure.
It's a bit harsh to say it's a misjudgment of the ball. The pitch did him no favours whatsoever. As Hunt plays it out to Felix. Oh, Gateshead do win the ball through Humbles though. Oh, Tyrell Newton tried to leave the dummy for Jovan.
It would have been. I don't think he did. I think it was just overhead pass. But there's a couple of people shouting for Jovan to go make the run for the ball there, but would have been a mile offside.
Yet again, no one's doing Harrison Mail any favours here. Oh, I tell you what. If I was Harrison Mail and the manager, I'd be a little bit aggrieved that there isn't any movement to try and help him. Obviously, they play very similar to Gateshead, play out from the back. And you need movement if you're going to do that. As Hunt picks the ball out here to Sinclair, who's hugging the touchline, turns, looks for a runner in the centre, but Horton had closed him down. Back to Walcott. Hunt. Back to Harrison Mail.
possibly a bit more like Mike Williamson's style of Gateshead play, I would say.
Yeah, they're just
It's-
I think they're just trying to get a foothold of it on,
Yeah, yeah.
a bit more possession and then build from there. But yet again, we're not seeing the greatest movement. Ball played forward. Horton was there
Well
to
done.
intercept. Joe Grayson. Back to Honstrop. Honstrop takes touch and
Too much.
dispossessed. He wins the ball back. Well, he did it from behind and put a telescopic leg around and caught the player like before. Referees are going to say when it's a tackle from behind.
I think he's going to have a word with them.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows who he's going to talk to, though.
He knows it's Honstrop
Just
now.
sort of wandering around.
It's a free kick about...
it's like an identity parade, that wasn't it? 6 Gateshead players stood in front of him trying to identify who fouled.
About 25 yards out here, right-hand side of the D. Very dangerous opportunity for York to either get it up and down, but they are putting the big men on the far side of the box as well.
Notable as well with 2 defenders, well, 1 defender booked and 1 probably on a booking soon. That Ryan Bartley's out warming up already for Gateshead. This is dangerous, this, by the way. It's a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah, is it?
Cameron John behind it, I think.
Yeah.
Did Ollie Pierce.
Ollie Pierce is there as well. Howe and... Oh, it's going to be Cameron John. He didn't see the runner of Pierce. Pierce down to the dead ball line, pulls it back across. There's the big man at the back post, and it goes past Howe with the header. And,
Gateshead caught completely off guard there. Just weren't switched on at all.
I think if the ball had a bit more on it from the cross from Pierce, Howe could have got the power on it.
I think it was a really good point, Dave, because I think with it being a sort of loopy, chipped cross, it just means he's got to try and get more on it.
Yeah.
You know, there's not enough power where he can just guide it. He's got to get his neck muscles going, and it just hasn't happened for him.
Gateshead playing out from the back as well. Both sides. Newton plays it to Richardson. Richardson down the line. Hannon's there. Oh, he leaves it for Javon Malcolm. Good shout. Referee gives the free kick this time on the halfway line. And
yeah, Carl Magnick giving the thumbs up there. Love that. Not the foul. Sorry, not the foul.
That must have been a good shout from Javon Malcolm to leave that one.
Yeah, not the foul. I think it's the way they played out from the back, isn't it?
Horton is in a lot of space over on this left-hand side. Ball comes across. That's who is the target. Is Horton. He's going to win the aerial battle. He's going to get to the second ball. Oh, had to be cleared. Good defending from York. Someone's asking, is the game on TV? It is. It's live on DAZN. You can go to the DAZN website or your TV app and join us there for a small fee.
Oh,
and you will get Monday's game as well because it's a 7-day pass.
Is that right?
It is, yes. It's $14.99 now, and you get a 7-day pass.
That sounded like the worst advert ever. Sorry.
It did, yeah.
Is that right, David?
It would help if they tell me these things. I just had to look that up myself. But Gateshead will throw in here. This York City side just feels a little bit flat at the moment. We know they are.
Oh, look, they're far better than they've shown so far. Far better.
Yeah.
And there will be a reaction coming soon.
Booty nods the ball to Grayson. Grayson gets it to... Oh, lovely stuff from... Oh, just didn't Fred through, but it's another throw to Gateshead, trying to pass through this York City defence. And at the moment, they're finding space. Newton. Hannon was screaming for it on the far side, but it's tight quarters on this left-hand side of the pitch at the moment. Oh, and Joe Grayson was appeals for handball, but he kind of took that in the midriff.
I thought he was already the other side of the line there, but
yeah.
No, look, this York side are far better than they've shown this first half an hour, and I think there'll be a reaction coming from them. There's too much quality in this squad, and I mean squad because the bench is packed with quality as well. So Gateshead have got to keep going and keep playing at the levels that they are.
Poor ball on the far side. York's communication. There's a little bit of arguing between criticism between the players at the moment, should I say, that just haven't found the flow.
No, they haven't, not yet, but it'll come. It really will. So, Gateshead have been great for this first half an hour. They've played some lovely stuff. They've played with intensity, as Carl Magnier likes, and they've done. That's a foul.
There we go. Gateshead free kick inside the centre circle. Quick ball
Good
for
ball.
Horton. He's onside. Brings
Oh,
lovely
touch.
touch. Can he get the delivery into the middle? He wants targets. Players left on the ground. Humbles lays it off. Comes back to Horton. Gateshead passing it really well in and around the box. And appeals for handball, not given. Gateshead bench up in arms. There was a push in the back on Akinola. As the referee didn't spot it, ball comes back up towards the box. Booty nods it up. Felix nods it back. Booty wins the header yet again, and Felix just clears it, but Pierce is trying to chase it down.
Now,
but Tiernan Brooks closes that down. But
it would have been harsh, I think, but at the same time, I could see why it might have been given.
I think it would have been very, very harsh, that one. There's more ball to hand.
Oh, Joe,
it did happen. Is he onside? He's off. I thought he was 2 yards off when the ball was played.
Joe Grayson has been unbelievable so far, by the way. What a game he's having.
I know Horton's asking the fourth official about that one, but he was off.
Still plenty missing from the Gateshead squad as well. And you look at Ethan Robson, not in the squad, obviously picked up that injury.
Yeah.
At Forest Green.
Well, so some news on the Gateshead captain Greg Ollie. He has had the metalwork removed from his leg, so don't think he's going to be able to play this season. Of course, just coming a little bit too late, but great to see that he's back on the mend.
It is, yeah. I mean, I think it was the first week of the season, wasn't it? The second weekend of the season when that happened, and where would Gateshead be if they'd had the inspirational captain in this side?
We can but wonder as the ball comes out to Richardson on the halfway line, has to play it back to Walcott. Oh, great pressure from Akinola. Hunt does very well, low
really good.
Low centre of gravity. Oh, the ball offhand and pings across this side, and Horton back to clear this one up and wins a throw-in. Well done, Horton.
Started well, Horton, you know. Playing this left wing back role.
He does look more comfortable as a left wing back than as a central defender. Well, Grayson asking about that offside decision, I think. There was new boots brought out for Grayson, but he hasn't changed them. 36 minutes gone. You all just joined us. Where have you been? Gateshead 1, York City 0. There's a poor ball, but it falls to a York player, and that one goes through to Richardson. Can he get the cross in? He can. Comes through. Ollie Pierce. Oh
my God.
Gateshead, wow. Still hasn't been cleared. There's a shot away into the back of the net. It was an absolute calamity at the back. They couldn't clear the ball. Brooks couldn't hold on to it, and the referee has given a yellow card to Grayson for remonstrating about it. They feel there was a foul in there or a handball. I couldn't tell you what happened, Mark, because it was just... But the first time York... Well, it's the second time they got a good cross into the box, but that was the... Gateshead just couldn't clear it.
No, they couldn't, and I think it's just a mess, isn't it, really? Yeah. It's the first genuine chance that York have had, really, and Gateshead have kind of played in the hands a bit there. Just a mess, as I say.
Yeah, well... Richardson put the ball in. And it's a level game here. Gateshead 1, York City 1.
He's got to go again.
Felix is going to see that ball out as the York City fans can now be heard. They were very quiet for the first half hour.
Still not sure who scored.
I couldn't tell you. I know it's our job to tell you who scored, but that one was pinball around the box. And all of a sudden, the little fouls are being given by the referee for both sides. Oh, no, it wasn't. You wanted the free kick taken from back there. And York now seeing a little bit more movement, a little bit more spring in the step.
Nathaniel George
with the goal, equalising goal. What a difference a goal makes, Mark. We're starting to see the York players on the toes at the moment now.
Confirmation of that goal by York City, scored by number 11, Ashley Nathaniel George.
Well, York trying to break now as Richardson plays it inside to Ollie Pierce. He's got turned to get a shot away. Oh, he unselfishly plays it across the far side. Curling shot. Wow. Thought that was just going to nestle in the top corner there. I think it was Sinclair. Has been a little rejig from the visitors.
Yeah, kids, I just need to find the composure again here. I think we've used that word many, many times so far, but they do need to find a little bit of composure. They've been the best side for, or certainly just on top for large parts of this first half. But York, you can see that goal's given them confidence.
There we go. You can see they're trying to put the pressure on Gateshead from the back. Ball forward up towards Javon Malcolm. Newton brings it down, tries to get past his man, but that will be a...
Nobody knows. Just have a guess. Go on, just have a guess. There we go.
Oh, well. The officiating in this league at times sometimes leaves you baffled. There was 3 of them, none of them knew. Ball goes back to Harrison Mail. John on the far side can play it forward to Armstrong. Back to John. Hunt. Ball played back to Harrison Mail. Harrison Mail goes straight down the centre looking for the run of Armstrong. Armstrong does well to get the ball as a slip. And Booty tries to get back. Armstrong now, can he pull it across just to slow down? Gives it back now to Nathaniel. Oh, it goes through. Well, appeals for a penalty on the far side. Of course, he had a better view of it than us, but player still down in the box. Don't know who's winded himself. Ollie Pierce. Yeah, he's took one in the ribs there by the looks of it. Don't know how he landed, but it's a corner. This looks a weird one from the training ground. All the players towards the corner of the box. Now they're all coming running in. In comes the delivery. Headed clear by Luke Hannant. Brought down on the edge of the area. Oh, nearly high feet. But I tell you what, done very well, Akinola. Can he lay it off to a teammate? Never in the world! I know where the Gateshead commentary team, but yeah. Looked like he just pulled the ball back from our position, but we're not blessed with replays, unfortunately. We will always stand corrected, but York have a free kick here, very central, 35 yards, not 35 yards, 30 yards out. Well, it's a 4-man wall. There's going to be Hunt that stands over it. Short. Run up.
Perfect distance to get it up and over the wall as well.
It really is. If he can get the whip on it. And he does. And over the bar it goes. And he got a good amount of power on that.
Yeah, just under the ball a bit too much. Put it over the bar. It feels
to at least impose themselves on the game. We've got about 3.5 minutes of normal time remaining here. Might be about 2 minutes of stoppage added on in this first half as the ball goes out of play on the far side for a throw to Gateshead. I'll say it again, an amazing travelling fan base from York this afternoon. There's another shirt pull on Van Malcolm, but the referee lets it play. Comes out to Horton on this far side. He needs support. He needs target men in the box. Sits at dead ball lane, wins a corner.
Done well again, Malcolm there, holding it up under intense pressure. But what impressed me most there was the distribution afterwards. It's a great ball.
It's been a great battle between him and the defenders. No nonsense either. But Regan Booty to take this corner. Booty puts it in. Nearly in at the near post.
Liam Humbles, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think both sides.
Horton, sorry.
Was a Horton. I think both sides would like to see this out now as level, I think. But we'll see. This first half draws to a close, 2 minutes remaining. Is there any surprises in store before the half-time whistle? Ball pumped over the top, looking for the run of Richardson. He's found space. It's a good ball. It's going to bounce. His delivery has to be good as well. In it comes into the centre. Oh, Pearce was coming in. And now Felix can put it back out to Richardson. He's got time. He's got space. In comes the cross. Hits it off Horton. Should have put that into a little bit more zip. Give Horton the opportunity. And Horton does very well to win the ball.
He's done the hard bit.
There's the ball up to Tyrell Newton. Can he get the touch on it? He can. Oh, just couldn't get the ball to Jovan Malcolm. But Hunt under pressure. Good work from Malcolm. Horton and Malcolm Hunt impact. The referee didn't give it. Gateshead on the attack.
What?
Oh! Well, that was a very, very delayed reaction. He must have made his mind up 2 seconds later. But Gateshead were on the attack.
I genuinely can't believe what I've just seen there. I really can't believe what I just seen. If you're going to give the foul when it's done.
Yeah.
Gateshead got the ball back, and then he suddenly decides, 3-4 seconds later.
Crazy. Well, Tyrell Newton's took a little knock there. He's limping at the moment. It's not a good sign for Gateshead. Yeah. Don't know if he collided with a player there when the.
I think he might be done here.
Yeah. It's not great because Tyrell Newton's looked very. Let's see what happens at half time for Tyrell Newton, but he's trying to run it off. But York on the attack now. Hunt going to play this. Was going to play it down the line. Cross to Howe. And he seems to be moving a little bit better, but still gingerly. There's Akinola. Goes over to close down John. Good work. Oh, Hannant has accidentally slid in, lost his foot, and then slid into John as he was coming forward there. It certainly wasn't a tackle. Both players down. John hopefully managed to get over, and 1 minute to be added on here. Hopefully he's all right. We don't want to see anyone going off from either side.
1 minute additional time. 1 minute.
And there's a few players had to run a couple of little knocks off. Well, we're already a good minute into that minute added on. I'd imagine this stoppage is maybe a little bit more to play here.
Switch this.
Kent Richardson has seen it, but whether or not the delivery can come. Goes down the right-hand side instead. John nods it clear. Goes out to play for a throw to Gateshead.
Since what you said, the referee's having a good game.
Yeah. I'm sure from a York persuasion, they're very happy with him. So. But yeah, great pressure from York as well.
Well done.
Gateshead managed to come away with the ball as Richardson comes off the feet of Sinclair on the far side. Hannant looking to take the throw quickly. The referee's going to tell him to take it further back. No, there is the half-time whistle. It's level at half-time here. Gateshead 1, York 1. Hannant and Nathaniel George with the goals. Gateshead dominant for much of the first half, but York showing that they can't be written off at any point, Mark.
Yeah, very much, which we knew. We knew that would happen. We know how much quality there is in both sides, really. It's been a largely positive half from Gateshead, but there's no doubt York have enjoyed the better of the sort of final 15 minutes there. Got the goal that they probably just about deserved. Makes for a really interesting second half.
It really does. National League action here live on DAZN. And we'll thank you for your company. We are going to have a little break here so we can refuel and get ourselves ready for the second half. Thank you very much for your company. If you are listening on our audio stream, please do like and subscribe and send us a message. We will be back in about 10 minutes. Apologies to every dog in the vicinity of a TV or a computer there or a phone. We are back here waiting for the teams to come out for the second half. The wind is getting up a little bit. We haven't got the teams back out yet. As I say that, commentators curse. York City make their way back out onto the pitch, led by Callum Howe. They're going through a little warm-up as they come onto the pitch for the cones. And we're going to see if there is any changes for Gateshead. There was. Tyrell Newton was limping towards the end of the half, and we'll see if he is able to come back out for the second half. But Gateshead, here they come, led by Kent Richardson. Move out to the left-hand side here. York will be shooting towards, well, Tyrell Newton is out and moving okay. It looks like there's no changes here for the second half. Gateshead will be shooting towards the Felon end. The away team will be shooting towards the River Tyne.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Have they got end, really? Actually,
I'm just trying. I'm just doing geographically what's at either end of the stadium. But let's say we're all ramped up. If the first half is anything like the second half, we're guaranteed goals, I think, Mark. And we'll have to see how it goes. But the wind is picking up here, and it's coming from south to north, the wind, so it's going towards the River Tyne.
well, it's really weird, though. If you look at the trees behind them, not moving.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just an effect of the stand here, but it's really blowing in on us.
Yeah, Gateshead here then need a quick start like they made in the first half, and really got to regain the authority that they had for spells of that first 45 minutes.
Well, we are seconds away here. A referee wants to make sure everybody's ready. And we're underway as Booty receives the ball and puts it out to the left-hand side looking for Horton. Horton wins the header, gets it to Javon Malcolm. Cleared by Walcott, though. But Honstrop get it on the halfway line. Plays it back to Tina Brooks. Booty brings Richardson into play. Richardson has Akinola running through the centre. He didn't see the run. Back to Brooks. Brooks puts the ball over the top. Ball holds up in the wind a little bit there. Then headed through. And it's going to come all the way back to Brooks on the edge of the gated area. Oh, we've got the pitch and the wind to deal with now, Mark.
Yeah, it's never easy here at Gateshead, is it?
Well, Honstrop plays the ball over the top looking for the run of Horton, who nods the ball inside to Malcolm. Hook gets it under control.
Yeah, that's good.
Brings Humbles into play. Humbles plays it across and
to the right
tried to bring Hannant into play, but now Fox can. Sinclair brought down. Akinola tried to get the tackle in. Yellow card. Was that on Booty? Was that?
I think it was. Yeah, Regan Booty.
Regan Booty. A lot of yellow cards knocking about now, Mark. I think Richardson, Grayson, and Booty so far.
Mr. Moreland just reintroducing himself for the second half.
Yes. John plays the ball back to the captain, Howe. Back to John. John looks for the runner of Ollie Pearce in the centre, but the ball goes out for a goal kick.
The Gateshead Twitter account is still saying Akinola got booked.
Akinola. Looks like he put it towards Booty there,
It did.
As Newton brings the ball down. Couldn't get to it, though, when he controlled it. And York have it on the far side and goes out of play for a throw. Oh, it hasn't went out. It's kept in on the ball. Far side. Couldn't see. But Gateshead do manage to bring the ball away. Tyrell Newton tries to beat one too many players there. And it's a little bit scrappy on the far side. Humbles puts it out for a throw now to the visitors.
Guessing Tyrell Newton is being checked over in the change room.
Yeah, he seems to be moving okay. As on the far side, Richardson down to the corner flag. Can he keep it in? He did. Cross comes in, but hasn't. Falls to Gateshead now. They can clear the ball forward, but that's not going to do Jovan Malcolm any favours, as Howe can calmly pass that back to Harrison Mail. John
Gateshead fans behind us asking to press, but you can't just press relentlessly, because if you do, it's the York side will just pick you off.
Akinola, fantastic work to try and close it down, and Sinclair manages to get it back to John.
It's good.
Strong, lovely control there, brings the ball forward. Good strong play there, and he's
Really
managed to
good
bring his teammates in. Ball through the centre wasn't the greatest though from Pierce. Ideally, you would have wanted Pierce on the end of the Pierce pass. But Brooks skews the ball out for a throw on this left-hand side.
That's what I'm talking about there. You've got to pick and choose when you press against York, because if you just go relentlessly, they will find a way through you, like they've just done there quite comfortably in the end. So Gateshead just got to be more choosy when they pick and choose when they go, and when they really put the back line and midfield under pressure.
Well, Hunt looks for a ball on the far side out to Richardson, brings the ball down well, nearly slips, keeps the ball low. Horton comes did very well there, Richardson, to get the ball to a teammate. Peels for a foul on the far side, but York still in control. Hunt, he looks, he's got man out on the far side, but at the moment Sinclair's out on this left-hand side. Felix trying to get the ball moving. Cross comes in, headed away by Richardson, and York started this second half a lot quicker.
They've just taken the momentum from the first 45, haven't they, and looking like they're the more likely. I know there hasn't been any chances yet second half, but they are looking the more likely to get on the front foot and get the third goal of the game.
Intercepted by Akinola, but goes all the way back to Howe, and Howe back to Harrison Mail.
Again, you've got people calling them to press the keeper, but there's no point, because then you take yourself out the game. In the past, Gateshead have had teams that have been relentless in pressing, but they did get picked off as well when they did that.
Ball comes across to John, who can bring the ball forward. Tyrell Newton racing back and gets the ball.
See, that's better.
Armstrong gives it back to Howe. Harrison Mail shows.
It's a real presence at the back, Howe, isn't he? You can see why he's captaining them. Real authoritative, real leadership.
A calming presence as well, isn't he? A good header from Booty, nice. And he gets the ball back, and now the ball can be sprayed out to that left-hand side. Can Horton get it down? He can. It has been. Appeals for handball. It's
not handball, is it? He's to his head.
Yeah.
Take that from me.
The appeals, but
I mean, and there's optimism, and then there's that.
Yeah. Left-hand side, Horton gives the ball back to Grayson. Newton, back out to Horton. Down the line to Booty. Grayson plays it inside to Akinola, who turns and get the ball to Kent Richardson. Hannon shows on this right-hand side. Lovely touch into Jovan Malcolm, but Howe nearly got, he could have got, many defenders might have got that caught underneath his feet there, but he did very well. Hunt. Walcott plays it down the line. And at the moment, play back to Harrison Mail. Carl Magnay wanting the pressure from his team to try and stop them from playing forward, as that ball played up for a low and Ollie Pierce, but Honstrup was there to tidy up, and a ball into the centre to Grayson. Booty back to Brooks. Gateshead using the space well. Akinola turns Hunt and lays it off. Horton.
No,
he tried to play it. He didn't pick out Booty or Newton there, and it gives York a chance to bring the ball forward inside the Gateshead half as John brings it forward. He's got Sinclair on this near side, who he uses. No one's picked up the run there of John, but Sinclair went on the inside, and the ball back to Walcott. Gives an opportunity for more red shirts to get forward. Walcott. Back to Felix. Nathaniel George brings the ball forward, 25 yards out, has to play it back over to Felix. Gateshead just trying to hold the shape and be patient at the moment, but York having a good spell of possession. Nathaniel George plays it inside. Good interception from Humbles, and it's a corner.
So it's all about the patient play there from York. Done brilliantly down the right-hand side there. Just to, it could have been easy just to lump the ball in the box there, but they played it beautifully down the right. That quick give and go has just opened up Gateshead a little bit. Well played from, I think was it Liam Humbles, I think, who just read the pass, the second pass there. But York not firmly on top, but they're certainly on top in the early stage of the second half.
Definitely enjoying more periods on the ball as we wait this corner from Hunt. A lot of movement in the box. There's a bit of shirt pulling there. The ball goes right through, and is it going to be able to be kept in? It has been by Felix. Felix feeds Sinclair. Sinclair just can play it back through to Felix. Good movement. Gateshead need to try and close down the space as Felix slips, but Hunt from the edge of the box. Good pressure from Horton. Horton gets past his man. Can he send Javon Malcolm away? He's still driving with the ball. Malcolm wants it in the centre, and it's a poor ball.
Awful. That's awful.
And Horton just turns and holds his head in his hands, as does Carl Magny. That was a golden opportunity.
It's two they've had, isn't it? Two breakaways like that. He's just got to play it early and allow one of the quicker players to move onto it. It arguably should have went Akinola because he had real momentum going through the middle there. It's really poor, and that sort of thing will cost Gateshead.
He had done all the hard work to win the ball and then get striding forward with it.
He's done brilliantly at first, David. It's a brilliant bit of break-up play in the middle of the pitch, but he's got to make a better decision. It's got to be better execution as well.
Ball over the top from Walcott. Ollie Pearce is lurking, but it'll bounce through, and there's a little bit of a zip there towards the goalkeeper. Honstrop. Ball over the top, looking for Javon Malcolm. He wanted someone to pick up the second ball, but
Tyrell Newton's been carried this first 10 minutes of the second half, by the way.
Yeah.
It could be time to look at the bench.
Yeah, I don't think he's got the movement, has he, that he had in the first half? Well, Sinclair on this left-hand side. Hannant seen it, brings it down, lays it off to Richardson. And there's Booty in the centre just to marshal it out to Hannant. And Hannant looks down the line, looks for the run of Javon Malcolm. He's up against Howe. Has he got any tricks in his box to get past him? Holds the ball up, cuts inside with it. There's nobody in the centre, though, making a run. But Akinola has the ball. Oh, the referee gives the free kick the opposite way. I don't know what Akinola could have done there, apart from just move out the way.
Yeah, it's a strange one. I think fair play to Javon Malcolm for the hold-up play. That was excellent. Just didn't really have enough options. Luke Hannon's gone in the overlap, but he's been marked straight away.
But you've got to credit the work rate of York off
the
ball
absolutely.
As well.
Yeah, absolutely. The work rate's been phenomenal from York. I think they will look to their bench pretty quickly.
As you say that, 3 subs just go to warm up down to our left-hand side for York. Ball over the top, looking for the run of Sinclair. Sinclair, just great stuff from Kent Richardson.
Yeah, really good from
Kent
Richardson.
For a second, it looked like Tiernan Brooks might have been wrong-footed there. And
just a little bit of uncertainty, I think, from Brooks.
He was about to commit, but the ball didn't go through as fast as he thought, did it? Finely poised, this game. There's Malcolm. So referee says play on as Newton puts the ball out to Horton on the left-hand side. Hannon's got forward, right-hand side of the box. Back to Newton.
That's good.
Grayson. Lays it off to Horton. Horton can look for a run on the inside. There is Tyrell Newton.
Too much.
And just too much on it. But the work in the space.
I just feel Gateshead have just got to be more clinical if they want to get a win here. I think, little moments like that, the Tyrell Newton chance in the first half when they had the 3-on-1 or 2-on-1, that little moment where it was 3-on-1, they've got to be more clinical because they're the chances that win you games like this.
York are really trying to pull Gateshead on for the press here. They think they can get past if they can overload. But at the moment, York happy to play out from the back. Hunt. Armstrong plays it inside. Felix brings Howe into play. Sinclair's poised on his toes here on this left-hand side, but the ball with
good from Booty.
Hunt gets the ball back, gets it under control, does very well. Akinola, fantastic use of his body to get in front, and Booty sees the run.
Oh, he's lucky there.
Just thought he was going to nod it the other way, but
don't know if
York.
he's tried to, but they're spinning the ball.
Sinclair on this left-hand side. Hannon comes back, and it's not the greatest ball either there. And
Oh, well done.
managed to keep it in, Sinclair, athletically. John plays it back to Harrison Mail. Just starting to see the game stretch a little bit now.
Yeah, I think this is where the benches will come in. I mentioned at half-time when we were talking, Dave, I just look at that bench of York's, and it's very strong. A number of options on there that can make a difference, particularly in the final third.
Now, a plethora of attacking options.
Good word.
Ollie Pierce brings the ball forward, though. He's driving. He has Richardson on the right-hand side, who he used. Ball comes back across. There's nobody deep, though, and the ball will go right through. And Luke Hannant, well, was absolutely ripped off the pitch. And now York, with Felix on the edge of the box, is trying to drive it down, pulls a shot away. Great save from Tiernan Brooks. But he was pulled down by his neck, Luke Hannant, and I'm absolutely flabbergasted. He ended up on the track. So
there's going to be one big decision in this game that's going to go either way. That's going to have everyone talking after this. You can sense it coming.
Yeah.
I mean, he's dragged him down there. That's ridiculous. There is a sub coming on for York. Just being called back there. It might be Linnell John Lewis, I think. Or maybe two.
Yeah, there's a few players.
Possibly three.
Stones is going to come on. Yeah, they're doing it's going to be a three-man swap for the visitors. I want to freshen things up, but they have a corner here before that substitution will be made. 60 minutes gone, 1-1 here at Gateshead International Stadium, Vanarama National League. As the ball comes in, up in the air, Sinclair couldn't get a head on it. It's to the edge of the box as now Gateshead push out on Felix, ball across the far side, and well, he got too much of it, and that'll go out for a goal kick. Well, Stones is stripped and ready to go. Former Wigan man, and of course on loan at Oldham earlier in the season. We're going to see Adam Crooks come on as well.
I thought so, Linnell John Lewis.
It's just two going to. Is it the captain coming off? No, it's John.
Cameron John, isn't it?
Cameron John is coming off, and Junior Luamba's coming on as well. Crooks goes on. Howe is coming off. So, don't know if he's took a knock.
I don't think he is. Come for instructions.
Instructions. So, definitely a rejig in their formation. Well, Crooks, Luamba, and Stones on for the visitors. And it looks like Stones is going to be the main target man at the moment. There's Gateshead. Just lack of communication there. And likewise from York. Ball goes out to play on the far side for a throw.
Entering the pitch. Number 3, Adam Crooks. Number 24, Josh Stones. Number 29, Junior Luamba. I'll let you know the players leaving the pitch as soon as it's been confirmed.
Wow. Gateshead trying to win the ball on the far side, and they have through Humbles. Humbles lays it off to Akinola. Akinola has Richardson to bring into play. Richardson drives forward with the ball. Plays the ball up to Jovan Malcolm. Hannant's in space on this right-hand side. Good. He uses him. Can he get the delivery into the box? There is target, and it's come off the player, and it went out for a corner to Gateshead. Come off Crooks.
Yeah, Jovan Malcolm's had a good game when he's been holding the ball up, and definitely part of his game that's improved in recent weeks.
Without a doubt.
We've got just after an hour here. You start looking for options on that bench for Gateshead. You know, does a Frank Nouvel or a Terrell Sellers Fleming come on?
There is a few players warming up down to our left-hand side. Booty is going to put this corner in. 63 minutes gone. In comes the delivery now. Oh, it's headed through. Grayson manages to get the ball back to Booty. Booty's going to put it back in left-footed. It's a curling one across the Horton. Oh, it's been taken away from the keeper's hands there, and it's going to go out for a throw on the far side. Good pressure on Gateshead.
Unbelievable ball in, far post from Regan Booty as well.
Throw taken. Horton receives the ball all the way back to Honstrop. Everyone inside the gated half bar. Brooks in the York half even. Javon Malcolm holding the ball up. Tyrell Newton. Crucial interception tackle there.
That was a great tackle on it. Proper tackle.
Luamba. That's Walcott, sorry, with the tackle.
Number 17, Lewis Richardson. Number 21, Cameron John.
Harrison Mail, the big kick from the edge of his area. Grayson wins the header. Headed forward, though, by Armstrong and brought down by Richardson. Richardson gets it up to Tyrell Newton. Just bounces all the way through, and we're starting to see both sides go a little bit more direct at times here, but Crooks has the ball rolled out to him. Armstrong. Good. Oh, great tackle from Booty. Akinola can bring the ball forward to Jovan Malcolm. Lovely footwork. Brings Horton into play on the far side.
Needs some support.
Newton's on the edge of the box, but Horton has to slow it down and pass it back to Grayson. Nice touch from Malcolm to bring Hannant into play. Hannant brings it to...
Oh, I think
it's hit his neck, you know.
Him straight in the face, I think.
Yeah. And ball goes out of play for a throw to the visitors.
Yeah,
unfortunate one for Hannant there.
I think it's hit him in the face.
Well, you could see this one going either way, Mark, at the moment.
The one thing I will say in both sides' defence is that it's felt like a game between two sides at the top of the division in the top seven. You know, both sides have played well and tried to do what they can on this pitch. And again, I'm sorry I keep going on about it, but they've done exactly what they needed to do, and they produced a high quality affair.
It's live on DAZN, Vanarama National League. If you want to just join us on our audio stream, it is 1-1 at the moment. Gateshead 1, York City 1. There's Grayson. Gets it to Horton, who chips it up in the end to the centre. Crooks wins the header. Nodded on by Pierce. And, well,
good ball, that, you know.
There's a good ball up to Hannant here on this right hand. Oh, just went away and slid away. And Nathaniel George there was a case for a free kick there in the build up to that. As Nathaniel George goes down and he gives that one. Did look like a clothesline earlier on, didn't it, in the build-up? Crooks chips the ball in the centre, looking for the run of Stones. Nodded away by Richardson. Booty gives the ball back to Richardson, and Brooks receives it in the centre. Calmly gives it to Honstrop. Grayson back to Honstrop. Honstrop looks to drive through the middle with the ball. Just has to check his run and lay it off to Booty. Booty up towards Horton. Horton, nice touch to get himself forward, but sorry, it was Humbles on the far side, but Javon Malcolm tried to come away with the ball, but it goes out for a throw. Quickly taken.
Yeah, just looking Carl Magnier, looking at his subs now. I think literally looking at them down the line. So I just wonder what he's considering here.
Well, they're all warming up. The goalkeeper, as Gateshead have the ball. Humbles brought down.
Right, that's a foul.
Yeah.
So how is the one on Hammond down here? Because that is exactly the same on what went on Hammond.
Well, strange creatures are referees, but Horton is going to get to the ball. He's done very well. Pulls it back across straight to Howe.
Javon Malcolm just standing watching though.
Claude clear as the ball nodded on, and Pierce can land onto this one. He does have the man on this far side, Nathaniel George. Can he drive forward with the ball into the box? He can go for a shot. Great save.
Brilliant save that.
But the strike itself was really good. Hunt on the edge there. Oh, well done from Newton. Newton gets the ball. Can Gateshead get on the attack? Newton brings it over the halfway line. He has Hannant. Oh, he tried to play forward. Appeals for handball. Tried to play through to Malcolm. Really is end-to-end stuff at the moment. As you see, a great advertisement for the Vanarama National League, Mark.
Ryan Bartley possibly coming on.
Well, there is a few players down at the corner flag going through their warm-ups. As York play out from the back on the far side, Felix sends the ball forward, looking for the run of Stones. Honstrop calmly pays it back to Brooks. Good shout for man on, and that's going to fall to Humbles in midfield. Can he get past his man? He can. He's driving forward. Horton on the left. Who he gets the ball now? Takes a touch. He's up against Walcott. Gives it to Akinola. Akinola back out to Horton. Plays it. Oh, and a poor ball. Intercepted and cleared by York. Anywhere will do at this moment in time for that one. But there's a foul off the ball from Stones on Honstrop. Free kick given, quickly taken. Brooks has the ball outside his area at his feet. Gives it to Booty. Booty looks to get the ball moving as Newton in midfield. Tried to get the ball back, but the ball goes back to Richardson.
Great ball.
Great space for Honstrop in midfield. He's got the ball. He's driving forward. He's got Horton on the left-hand side. Gives it to Humbles. Humbles still has Horton on the left if he needs him. Cuts in. Lays off to Honstrop. Honstrop now finds Newton. Newton looks up. Out to Hannon, right-hand side of the box. Delivery is needed. It goes in. Oh, it's going to fall to Richardson, edge of the area. Gateshead camped out at the moment, trying to probe. Hannon's back on the right-hand side. Tries to play it through his legs again. Didn't get there. Stones holds the ball.
Good
Great tackle from Akinola. Falls to Malcolm on the edge of the box. Oh, goes for a start from a tight angle. The tackle was from the edge of the box and it fell to Malcolm. Just couldn't get a tight angle on it. 71 minutes we're into here. Still a level game and still a very open game.
I'm not sure Colin Magny will appreciate being as open.
Yeah, it's Armstrong plays it back to Crooks. There's a noticeable gap in midfield because they're committing men forward to try and get Gateshead on the break here. As Gateshead do close down. Is he pulled down? Free kick. Well, and a yellow card is going to be brandished for Hunt. Regan Booty has the opportunity to put the ball in the box here. 30 yards out, left-hand side, level with the corner of the box. Clears his airways.
Let's go with that.
As Booty.
Very similar area to where we saw that Louis Story goal early in the season, isn't it? Is that against Eastleigh at home, possibly?
Yes, it certainly was. Well, Gateshead have left Honstrop back here. Booty puts the delivery in. It's in between the keeper. No, well, it's too close to the keeper in the end.
It's a little less off that.
Ball forward, looking for the run of Nathaniel George, but bounces all the way through to Tiernan Brooks. Gateshead just patiently building up from the back, but the ball goes up towards Jovan Malcolm, who's being held again, holds the ball up, and a man on the run there, if he can spot it, spends it. Oh, just hits the legs of the York's defenders, and Akinola's on the prowl to try and win the ball back, but Hunt can get it to.
He's had a great game today, Tim Akinola, by the way. His work rate in midfield and the energy he's given Gateshead has been phenomenal.
I'd love to know what the stats are for tackles won. But at the moment, both sides still feeling each other out, looking for that gap. On the far side, Luamba plays the ball forward, up towards Luamba from Walcott, sorry. Humbles brings it down, beaten to the ball by Walcott, but they tackle themselves,
Good ball.
York. And now Humbles can bring it forward. He does have options. Gives it out to Malcolm. Malcolm has Hannant. Goes for a shot into the legs and, trying to get the ball back, trying to get past 4 players, Malcolm.
Buchanan was a ball there, you know.
Well, confidence is high in Jovan Malcolm, but the layoff would have been the easier one. As Stones does well to get in front of it. Ollie Pierce brings the ball forward. There is man on the far side of the box, comes across to Luamba, and he puts it in the back of the net. Ollie Pierce ghosted through, and they've caught Gateshead on the break. And Luamba goes over to the travelling fans who celebrate their goal as they go 2-1 in front here. 74 minutes gone. And Gateshead, well, they'll feel angry with themselves over that one.
It's clinical. That's what we're talking about first off. It's clinical from York, and that's what Gateshead haven't shown. They've had chances to get themselves in front. They haven't taken them. And you look there, it's a brilliant ball in, by the way, I should say first, from Stones. He's done brilliantly to get in front of the man and then to get the cross in. It's a perfect weight on it. Takes Joe Grayson out of the game. And it's a good finish as well, because it would have been easy just to lash at that and fire it high or wide. But he's got it on target. I think Tiernan Brooks has got something on it, but there's just a little bit too much power on it found the net. So, yeah, again, this is what we're talking about. It's the clinical side of top sides, and that's what Gateshead haven't done today, and it's a difference.
Well, 15 minutes remain here. As the York fans have come to life on the far side. Well, the substitutions have worked for the visitors. 2 of the subs involved in that one.
Goal scorer for York City, number 29, Junior Luanda.
Ball out to Horton on the far side. Does manage to keep it in, but does fall to Armstrong. As Walcott sends the ball forward looking for the run of Stones, but Brooks quickly to the edge of his area. Well, do Gateshead have a reply? Ball over the top. Felix can head that one freely. Ball is going to bounce for Honstrop to get under control. Grayson back to Honstrop. Richardson gives the ball to Tiernan Brooks. Sends it up towards Javon Malcolm, but Howe can head that one clear. Pierce tried to flick it on. Ball over the top and keeper quickly off his line there to put it out on the far side. I know Felix is complaining there, but the York defence wasn't moving that quickly towards that ball.
Not at all. I think the complaint is because Harrison Mail kicked it out straight away instead of putting it down the line.
Well, is it another throw to Gateshead? It is. Tyrell Newton played it off Felix.
Is there a sub coming on for Gateshead?
Not at the moment, but Gateshead, well done from Humbles. Gets it to Akinola. Akinola to Javon Malcolm. Malcolm sees Hannant. Puts it behind him, but he does get the ball. Akinola to Humbles. Humbles drives with the ball. Good work rate from Hunt to narrow his options. There is going to be Ben Warman coming on. A hazard, I guess that might be for Tyrell Newton, but Akinola. Tried to be cute. Sellers, Fleming and Warman are stripped and ready to go. Ball over the top, looking for Stones. Stones isn't happy with that one. It didn't give him much of a chance. And it's a throw in to Gateshead, but here comes the substitution for Gateshead. Well, Jovan Malcolm is coming off. Oh no, it's not Akinola, sorry. Akinola for Warman. And Jovan Malcolm is coming off now for Tyrell Sellers-Fleming. Has put a lot of work into the Jovan Malcolm. Still look dangerous though. Ball goes out of play for a throw to Gateshead. Armstrong heads it out. More or less the same place as the last throw.
Those substitutions for Gateshead.
Warman to Richardson, ball played forward. It's Howe. Richardson puts it over the top and out of play. Great touch from the ball boy. There's another substitution is going to be coming for the visitors soon in the next break and play as Crook plays the ball forward up towards Stones. Stones nods it on. Nathaniel George chasing down Brooks. Brooks gets the ball out to Horton on the far side. Grayson chips the ball forward. Headed away by Walcott. Pierce brings it down. Ball goes out of play off York and a throw to Gateshead. Just over 10 minutes here. 11 minutes. Dan Batty is about to come on. And it's going to be Alex Hunt coming off. He's been very industrial today. Hunt in midfield. Key part of the York midfield. Dan Batty comes on. And if he isn't David Batty's son, he looks like him.
That York City substitution. Leaving the pitch, number 8, Alex Hunt. Being replaced by number 18, Dan Batty.
Ball played up towards Sellers Fleming, headed away though. Booty wins the header. Tyrell Newton brings it down. Lovely little flick, trying to send Sellers Fleming away. Walcott does fantastic there. Mail clears the ball. And is Nathaniel George. Does he get past Richardson? Richardson needs to be careful.
No foul. He's done brilliantly.
Well done.
That's brilliant.
Really good. Didn't lunge in and get to come away with the ball. And now Humbles can bring it forward. Horton on the left-hand side, who he uses. Hannon's busting the gut on the right-hand side to get up into the box for an option. But Horton, can he get the delivery in? Wins a corner. It stayed in. Wow. Well, never say it's there till it happens, Mark. But it's a throw-in now to get it on the far side.
There's been some spin on that ball.
Horton. Humbles. Newton. Gives it to Honstrop. Grayson brings Booty into play on the halfway line. And to bring the ball forward. Nearly got the ball out to Horton, but Felix is there to intercept and play the ball down the channel. Stones holds it up.
Tackle. Great tackle there.
Absolutely in the pocket there. There's Humbles. Gets the ball to Warman. Brings Hannon into play. Hannon tries to cut inside and Crooks just got a foot on it to disrupt and Stones drops deep to get involved and gives it back to Harrison Mail. Sellers Fleming chasing down, but Nathaniel George can calmly keep a hold of this ball as Warman tries to win the ball. Good pressure.
It's good. 10 minutes left for Gateshead. You do wonder if maybe go a bit more direct and bring on Frank Newell.
Yeah, you would think maybe Newton might be the one to replace if they were to go a bit more direct.
Let's go 2 up top. Might as well.
Nearly got the ball there, Gateshead, with some poor passing at the back, but it just didn't drop, but it fell to Booty. Booty can now send the ball out to Horton on the far side. Gateshead managed to get a few shots in the box, but they need a delivery, and the shot from
never
Newton,
on.
And Gateshead still have the ball as
feet.
Humbles tries to get the ball through. It's still with Gateshead on the edge of the box. Going to fall to Hannon. Can he curl a shot in? Just lifted over. Goal kick to the visitors.
Just got to get over that a bit. Try to bend it in far corner.
Harrison Mail in no hurry at the moment. Now he takes it. Gives it to Crooks. Crooks does have Nathaniel George down this line. Hannon tries to close it down. Does come to Nathaniel George now. Stones drops deep to get involved. Back to Crooks. Harrison Mail inside his area. Goes long with this one. up towards Luamba. Ball falls to Humbles though in midfield. Booty in the centre circle. Newton.
Oh, that's really poor.
Oh, well, Gateshead
really
win
poor.
it back, but
No,
then it
it's really
falls
poor.
back to Pierce. Pierce looking to send a player away on the far side. Luamba gets it under control, plays the ball forward. Felix on the underlap. Can he get across in?
Great
Lovely tackle.
No, that's really it's poor in midfield from Gateshead there. You've won possession or been gifted possession in a promising area, and just to waste it like that is criminal.
Fantastic run by Felix though.
Newell is coming on.
Well, Gateshead changing their attacking options now, but we do have, is it Pierce on the far side that's going to take this corner? In comes the delivery. It's towards the. Oh, Brooks just had to get a hand on it. Yeah, the wind.
The wind's caught that one.
Absolutely howling. Dangerous ball in though. The wind didn't help, but Armstrong's got a chance to drive forward with the ball now. Takes down to the dead ball line. Holds it up. Gives it. Is he going to give it to Nathaniel George? He has. Nathaniel George should pull off. Warman, and no one's seen the run. Oh, and the catastrophe at the back. The ball through. No one took a chance. But Walcott did at the back post and put it in the back of the net. And that is surely wraps up the 3 points for York City here this afternoon at Gateshead International Stadium. It would have to be a grandstand finish now for Gateshead to get anything out of this one.
York City. Number 28, Malachi Fagan Walcott.
Well, Gateshead bring it on. Bartley and Noble. And the referee wanting the York players to get back lined up, ready to kick the game back off. We are going to have the substitution here for Gateshead. Well, the game started with such promise, Mark, and a few little mistakes, a little bit of switching off there.
Realise I'm going to sound like a broken record, but taking chances. Gateshead have been punished for mistakes, and that was certainly one of them. It's a good ball. It's a speculative ball into an area, but Gateshead's defence has just switched off, and it's a really simple finish in the end.
Well, one man took the chance, and he was the one
absolutely,
that scored.
and he's earned his rewards for taking that chance. This is what I say about teams at the top end of the league. There's a reason Barnet are where they are. There's a reason York are where they are, because they take chances. But Gateshead today, they've had chances to go ahead and extend leads when they've had them, and they just haven't taken them.
Ball over the top. Howe clears it. Second ball has to be picked up by Gateshead. Trying to win the ball. Great stuff from Armstrong there to get the ball moving forward, and it's out on the far side. And now ball sprayed across here, too much on it. And they are going to see Big Shop, as he's nicknamed. It is Linnell John Lewis, former Grimsby man, of course. Well, Armstrong has had a good game this afternoon. At the heart of midfield with Hunt. The vast majority of this game. As Pierce is just dropping a little bit deeper here. They've went with three up top here, I think. Bartley launches the ball up. Falls to Pierce in midfield though.
A York City substitute.
Ball comes across to
13, now John Lewis.
Walcott has it now.
Now is left as soon as possible.
Ball over the top, looking for the run of Pierce, and Pierce got past his man. Can he get the ball across? Did very well there. And well, he doesn't give up, does he? And rolls
he's
onto
just
the
rolled
pitch.
back on the pitch. It's really clever. Yeah.
Well, now stoppage here. Once again, a big thank you to everyone that has joined us this afternoon on the Heat Army podcast audio stream. And of course, live on DAZN. If you'd like to drop us a like and subscribe on YouTube, that would be fantastic.
Gateshead man of the match this afternoon. It's number 15, Liam Humbles.
Liam Humbles, man of the match. I would have had Akinola in the mix as well.
He was.
Bartley gives it to Richardson, who's went into that central role. Chips the ball forward, looking for the run of Warman, but holds up in the air, the ball in the wind. The ball just bounces, and Ollie Pearce, once again, wanting to get right in the mix. Plays it back to Harrison Mail. Ball over the top. Interrupted, though, by Joe Grayson. Headed away by Richardson. And, well,
what a challenge.
Luamba full-blooded there, wasn't it? Only had the ball in his eyes there.
Attendance 3,013 with 1,493 away supporters. Thanks to each and every one of you.
Well, over 3,000. Just a few more in the home end. Fantastic, but the away support has been great as well. And Warman couldn't control the ball. And York, let's see this last minute out. We don't know how much is going to be added on here at the end. I would imagine we're edging towards 4 minutes for all the substitutions. 1 or 2 stoppages where free kicks being given to Gateshead.
Now we start to give them the niggly fouls.
Yeah. An interesting afternoon for the referee, Stuart Morland.
I should say it's not his fault why Gateshead have
no,
lost this game or why York have won it.
No, York are in front because they deserve to be in front.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Horton on the far side puts a cross in and takes the
hit it.
No one
stepping over it for.
You know, I know it wasn't as clear cut as the other end, but someone's got to gamble. Stones and Bartley.
Good win.
Humbles brings the ball down, but he just takes it off him to keep the ball moving. Grayson. I didn't see how many times. Oh, yes, put it up. Yes. Ball into the centre though. Headed on. It's going to bounce. Okay, to try and chase it down to throw in on this right hand side. Well, 5 minutes added on here. We're already 10 seconds into that. There's Hannant, leaves the ball off to Bartley.
5 minutes additional time.
Warman. Threads it through. Sellers Fleming! Goes straight at the goalkeeper. Good save.
And he's got to go across the goalkeeper.
And now Sellers Fleming holds the ball up. Gets it to Hannant. Newbley is waiting in the centre. Booty has the ball. Can he pick a pass out? Gets it to Sellers Fleming on the edge of the box. Who's going to try and go for a shot? Oh, took a deflection.
Never on. It's never on.
Went straight there, and the keeper had to catch it between his knees there. A little mishandle, but nothing to worry about. Well, even when Gateshead went in front, we did say, York are where they are for a reason, and we've seen why.
Yeah, they've looked solid at the back. They've been powerful and creative midfield, and well, you've mentioned the finishing. They've been clinical in front of goal, and that's why they win this game. That's why they are where they are on the table.
Oh, lovely bit of passing in midfield. Horton on the far side is an option for Humbles. There is men in the centre, but it goes out to Horton. In comes the delivery. Straight across, and
someone's got to commit it.
Once again, you've got to buy a ticket to win, and no one's just lunging themselves in there.
Yeah, Carl Magny there applauding the ball in. It was a perfect ball. Someone's just got to throw themselves at it, and that's again, Dave. That's a difference in this game.
Wow. Gateshead have 3 games remaining. We hope you join us here at Gateshead International Stadium on the last game of the season against Southend. Could be a crucial game for Gateshead to be in the playoffs, but Warman tries to bring the ball forward, wins a throw-in. Hannant wants to take the throw.
The one thing you can give Gateshead, the York's still going.
Yeah, because they haven't let the heads drop. Newbley brings Booty into. Booty threads it across to Grayson. He worked out the angles. Grayson, tried to be cute around the box, but they can clear it. And as I say, that ball goes out of play for a Gateshead throw. And the game management from the visitors has been very, very good. They're not overdoing it. Are they? Ball over the top now, though, for Newblade to chase on to. Crooks is there. Plays it down. He's still chasing it. Back to the keeper. Oh! And, well, it's a corner. It's a very tight angle. Sellers Fremen did very well to get there, but for a second you thought that was going to nestle in the back of the net. Short corner. Booty picks out Hannant. Hannant looks up, puts a delivery into the box towards the back post. Headed away. Grayson. Humbles. It's just taken away from him here, and this is where the dangerous on the break as Felix brings the ball forward. He's the furthest man forward for the visitors, and he's doing really well by himself, still going, but Hannon comes across to dispossess. And Gateshead can try and have one more throw of the dice here. Well, Hannon brings the ball forward. Sellers Fleming and Newble on the shoulders of the defenders. Goes through to Newble. Newble, can he get there? No. And out it goes for a goal kick.
I think that'll be just about that.
Yeah, we've got about 50 seconds remaining here. Once again, thank you for your company. Once again, I'll say it's a magnificent travelling support for York City. I've been rewarded this afternoon. Where it isn't all doom and gloom for Gateshead, we've shown that we can mix it with York. We've beaten Forest Green next week. If Gateshead are to finish in the playoffs, we know we're more than capable of doing something if we stick to our plan and execute everything well.
Yeah, going to need.
It's an open playoffs.
I'd say 4 points from the last 3 games, at least.
Well, they're away to Hartlepool on Bank Holiday Monday as Gateshead concede a free kick as Ollie Pearce is down again. As is Liam Humbles. This should be the last kick of the game. And a big thank you to Mark Crowe as he has to dash off now to go and do his other duties. Get a report out for this game, and there is the full-time whistle. Gateshead, they lose 3-1 here, but York City were really good and their goals were clinical. Gateshead, though, they have shown flashes, they can mix it. We're starting to see the Gateshead of old, but today the 3 points go to the visitors, York City. We wish them well in the playoffs as long as we're not playing them. A big thank you to everyone that has joined us on DAZN. Thank you for your company. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. And of course, thank you to everyone that has joined us on the audio stream on the Heed Army podcast. And also we'll give a shout out to Jack, the cameraman, as well, for doing an absolutely fantastic job. From everyone here at Gateshead, we've got one game left here in the league. That's against Southend on May 5th. Please do join us. If not, try and get down to the game and cheer the lads on. Hopefully they will have secured a playoff position by then. If not, come down and help them get over the line. But from me, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time on DAZN and on the Heed Army podcast.
Diversion from the leagues.